Hello everyone, today I am going to explain the binary multiplication. Suppose you want to multiply 13 cross 11. So 13 is in binary is 1101 and 11 is in binary is 1011. So multiplier Q is 1011 and multiplicand B is 1101. And the partial product is 0000. Now if you use the pen and paper approach and if you want to multiply, then all I need to do is consider each bit of the multiplier from right to left, and we need to multiply that bit with the multiplicand and store the result, and after that we need to shift it and proceed consequently. So here in this example, if we want to multiply 1101 with 1011, we should consider the last bit of multiplier 1 and we need to multiply it with the multiplicand, which will give us 1101. Now we need to shift this thing into one bit right, and after that we need to multiply the multiplicand again with the next LSB of the multiplier, which is again here 1. So it will give 1101. Now we need to consider the next bit of the multiplier, which is 0, and we need to multiply it with the multiplicand, which will give us 0000. Again we need to shift it one bit right, and we need to multiply it with the MSB of the multiplier, which is 1 here. So 1 into 1101 will give 1101. Now if we add them up, we will get the final product, which is 1000111. Now if we want to do the same thing in a computer, we can accomplish this by shifting and addition. What we need to do, we need to consider the last bit of the multiplier, and if the last bit of the multiplier is 0, in that case we need to shift the multiplicand one bit left position, and we need to shift the multiplier q to one bit right position. Similarly, if the LSB of the multiplier is 1, in that case we need to add the multiplicand with the partial product A, which is initialized with 0000, and after that we need to shift the multiplicand to one bit left, and we need to shift the multiplier to one bit right, and we will stop when the multiplier becomes 0, and in that particular case A will store the final product. Let me explain that with an example. So initially the partial product will store all the zero values, and multiplier here q is 1011, multiplicand b is 00001101. Now, as the last bit of the multiplier is 1, what we will do? We will add the multiplicand with the A, and after that we will shift the B multiplicand to one bit left, and we will shift the multiplier to one bit right. So it will give us the result in A, which is 0000 1101. The q will become 0101, and b will become 00011010. Now again, as the last bit of the multiplier is 1, so we'll again add the multiplicand with the a, and after that we'll shift the b to one bit left, and we'll shift q or multiplier to one bit right, and which will give us this result. Now again the last bit of q is 0. In this case we will not add anything. We will shift the b multiplicand to one bit left, and we'll shift the multiplier to one bit right, which will give us this result. And again now if we check the last bit of the multiplier, which is 1, so in this case we will add the multiplicand with the current value of a, which will give 1000111, and we'll shift the multiplicand b to one bit left, and shift the multiplier to one bit right. And after this we can see that all the q will store the zero values. So when q will become 0, we'll stop there, and we will say that whatever value is in the a, that is the final product. So here 1000111 is the product of the outcome. Now the drawback of this approach is what? If we have a n bit operand, in that case we need 2n bit ALU for this operation. Here you can see that the multiplier is 4 bit, but for the arithmetic operation we need a 8 bit ALU. So that is one drawback of this approach, and another drawback of this approach is that multiplicand modifies in each iteration. So how we can overcome this approach? We can overcome this with the next method. In a next method, we have initialized the multiplier, multiplicand, the partial product, uh, all with the corresponding values, and we have considered the count, which is equal to the size of the multiplier, and we have considered the initial carry, which is 0. Now in this particular algorithm, if the last bit of the multiplier is 0, in this case we shift the whole block of the E, A and Q, where E is the initial carry, A is the partial product, and Q is the multiplier. We shift that thing in a 1 bit right position. But if the LSB of the multiplier is 1, in that case we add the multiplicand B with A, and after that we shift the EAQ to 1 bit right, and after that we decrement the counter by 1, and we keep on repeating this thing until the counter becomes 0. When the counter becomes 0, the EAQ register stores the final product. Here let again explain this with another example. Let us explain with an example. So here you can see the in initialization step, the initial carry E is 0, the A, the partial product value is 0000, multiplier Q is 1011, and the multiplicand B is 1101. Now now the last bit of the multiplier Q is 1. So what we will do? We will do the multiplicand B with the partial product A, and it will give us a result of 1101, and after that we will shift the block EAQ to the 1 position right, which will give us a value 0 0 110 1101. Now what is the last bit of the multiplier, which is 1? So again we will add the multiplicand B with the current value of A, which will give us a value 0011, and after that you can see that here it also generates an carry, and that is why the carry bit E is 1. Now after that we will move the EAQ block to the 1 bit position right, and it will give us a value 0 1001 1110. And now if we see the last bit of the multiplier is 0, so we will do not perform any arithmetic operation. We will just shift the EAQ registers to the 1 bit right, and it will give us a value 0 0100 1111. Now again the last bit of the multiplier is 1. So what we will do, we will add the multiplicand with the current value of A, which will give us a value is 0001, and it will again generate a carry bit 1. And after that what we will do, we will shift the EAQ register to 1 bit right position, and it will give us a value 0 1 000 1111. Now the you can see that as we have processed all the values of the Q register, then we'll stop here, and whatever the value in the EAQ register, that will store the final product of the multiplication. Now this is how you can implement the whole thing in a hardware architecture. Now let us explain the Booth's algorithm. Booth's algorithm is the main algorithm performed in a computer system for binary multiplication. So here Booth's algorithm follow few constraints. The first constraint is the product register, which basically stores the final product of the multiplication, that should be twice larger than the larger operand. So if you want to multiply z equals to x cross y, in that case first we need to know the size of x and size of y, and whatever be the larger sized operand, we need to multiply it by 2, and that will give us the size of the z register. And one more constraint in case of Booth's algorithm is the leftmost bit of operand is the sign bit, which cannot be part of the value. So in a Booth's algorithm, what is the process of initialization? Initialization here we make the we basically get the 2's complement of the multiplier and multiplicand both using k bits. Now what is k? k must be at least one bit more than is required for the binary representation of numerically larger operand. So if you want to multiply x into y, then we need to evaluate the size of x, we need to evaluate the size of y, and which one has the larger size, we need to consider that particular size, we need to add 1 with it, and after that we will get the size of k. And for initialization of the product register, the product register should consist of the value of the multiplier with an additional k leading 0 bits. Now what are the operations in a Booth's algorithm? So in Booth's algorithm we consider the least significant bit of the multiplier and the previous least significant bit of the multiplier to determine the arithmetic operations. So in a first phase, the previous least significant bit of the multiplier is considered as 0. So based on the LSB and the previous LSB of the multiplier, these are the following are the operation which we can perform. Arithmetic operation which we can perform. If it is 0 0, there is no arithmetic operation. If it is 0 1, we add the multiplicand to the left half of the product. If it is 1 0, then we subtract the multiplicand to the left half of the product. And if it is 1 1, we basically do not perform any arithmetic operation. Let us explain with an example. Suppose we want to multiply minus 5 into 14. So multiplier is minus 5, which is in its 2's complement representation is 11011, and multiplicand is m is 14, which is 01110. So minus 5 minus m is in its 2's complement will be 10010. Now let me explain with a tabular representation. So this is the initial step where the product register A has a value all 0 and Q holds the value 11011, and Q minus 1, which is basically the previous LSB, it is initialized with 0. Counter is 5 because the multiplier has 5 bits. Now as the value of q and q minus 1, that means the LSB and previous LSB is 1 0, we basically subtract the multiplicand from the product register A and we store the value in A. So here the value of A will be 10010. After that we will do arithmetic right shift to the A, Q and Q minus 1 register. So arithmetic right shift means there will be no change in the MSB or the sign bit, and rest of the bit will be shifted one position to the right. So it will give us a value 110010110111. And as the first step completed, we will decrement the counter by 1. So now the counter will become 4. Now we will again check the LSB and previous LSB of the multiplier, which is 1 1. As there is 1 1, so we will not perform any arithmetic operation. We simply do the asynchronous right shift of A, Q and Q minus 1 register, which will give us the value 1110010101. And after the second step we will decrement the counter again by 1 and we will get the counter value to 3. Now in the after the completion of steps 2, we can see that the LSB and previous LSB of the multiplier is 0 1. So in case of 0 1, what we will do, we will do the arithmetic addition. So here we will add the multiplicand with the current value of the product register A, which give us a value 01010, and after that we will do the arithmetic right shift of A, Q and Q minus 1 register by 1 bit. So obviously it will give us a value 0010101110, and we will decrement the counter by 1, which will evaluate to 2. Now again if we check the LSB and the previous LSB of the multiplier, we can see the value is 10. So 10 again means we need to add the we need to subtract the multiplicand from the product register A. So it will give us a value 10111. Now after that we need to do a 1 bit arithmetic right shift of A, Q and Q minus 1 register, which will give us a value 110111101011, and we will decrement the counter by 1, which will evaluate at 1. Now again, after the fourth step, if we look at the previous and previous and the LSB, then we can say that the values are 1 1. As it is 1 1, we will do not perform any arithmetic operation. What we do, we basically do a 1 bit arithmetic right shift of A, Q and Q minus 1 register, which will give us a value 11101 11010 1. And we'll decrement the counter again. Now counter will become 0, and when the counter will become 0, we'll stop the execution, and whatever be the value in A and Q register, that will be the final product of the operation. So here in this example, the final product is 11101 11010.